This is the ultimate guide to streamlining your coaching business. It works for coaches, speakers, trainers, experts, because a lot of time what we do, we make our life more difficult. Why? Because we get distracted. Of course, there are millions of strategies that could work, and then we get confused. We don't know anymore where to turn. We try to do a bit of this, a bit of the other, a bit of the other one. So, in this episode, what I want to talk about is what is the most streamlined strategy that you can use in your coaching and speaking business to get clients, and I'm going to make it very simple. I can tell you from experience, I'm an experimenter. I've tried them all. This is the one that with the least amount of effort is going to give you the biggest results. Now, when I say the least amount of effort, doesn't mean there is no effort involved, doesn't mean there is no time involved. It means that you can be way more productive and effective with your time. The same action that you're going to put in, they're going to give you the biggest results out. So now, if you're listening on the podcast, I'm going to show something on, so you might want to jump later on the YouTube video, but I'm going to talk you through it as well, in case you cannot switch to YouTube. So pay close attention, because I'm going to talk, first of all, about a brilliant way of simplifying. Now, as you can see here on the screen, and if you're on the podcast, of course, you're not able to see it, then there is a tool that we have designed called the Expert Business Canvas. This is what we use with our clients to help them have in a one shot, in one page, their entire business model, so it can be very effectively changed. And when we go here in the marketing session, in the marketing plan that we have here, you can see that the marketing plan has three different audiences that we are talking about. We have the cold audience, the warm audience, and the smoking hot audience. Now, let me very quickly tell you about these three audiences. Cold audience are people that they don't know you. They don't know that you exist. They have a problem that they want to be solved, but they don't know that you are the right one for them. They're not aware that you're even born. Then we have the warm audience. The warm audience are people that know you but have not bought from you yet. They follow you, maybe they are in your email list, they have engaged with you in some way, but have not made the step to buy from you yet. And that's most of the time the majority of your audience. And then we have the smoking hot audience. And these are those people that are in your audience, they have not bought yet, but now they're ready to buy. They're ready to buy from you, but also they're ready to buy from others as well. What they need is the right offer and the right opportunity to get their problem solved. They already know they want to invest. Now the problem is, most of the time, the problem is that we market to these three audiences in the same exact way. So maybe some people, they say, oh, I'm doing a lot of marketing, and all you're doing is a lot of posts on social media. What you're doing with a lot of posts on social media, you're only targeting your warm audience and a bit of your smoking hot. But the majority of your warm audience is there. So actually, you're only talking to one audience. Some people say, oh, I'm doing a lot of podcast interviews. Great. That means that you're already only targeting your cold audiences, getting in front of new people, but not really doing anything else. Some people might say, hey, I make offers all the time. I maybe send my email list and I send offers to my email list, and my email list doesn't buy anymore. Or maybe because you're only targeting the smoking hot audience. So what we want is to always target and have a simple strategy to target those three different audiences. But that's why things get complex, because there are a lot of things that you can do to get in front of new audiences. There are a lot of things that you can do to nurture your audiences. And there are a lot of things you could do also to convert people that are ready to buy. So what is the number one, the most streamlined strategy that you can use? In my opinion, the one I found is the one that I'm going to tell you right now. And the reason why I really believe it is because this is the most streamlined approach from I don't know you, from someone coming cold, to saying I want to buy from you. That's why I love this strategy, because it's the most streamlined pathway. And now, for cold audiences, of course, we can do podcast interviews, we can do this and that, we can do ads, whatever. The number one strategy I found to get someone who's a high quality lead that doesn't know you and becomes ready to buy in a very short period of time is partnerships. It's partnerships. So if you were to do only one thing, to get in front of new audiences and spend your time doing only one thing. Do partnerships. Partner up with other people that have the same audience, but they offer different services. Let's say you're a fitness coach. You partner up with a nutritional coach, and you get to offer some of their clients as some of your free products. Now you have always leads consistently. Let's say now you're a fitness coach and you partner up with 20 health coaches. Now you have always a great, strong pipeline. Let's say you are a mindset coach and you partner up with a business coach. Same audience that you might target, but different offers, different products. Therefore, you can support and help each other. So this is what makes a great partnership. And if you were only to find partnerships, is awesome, because let's say that you partner up with me and I promote you. People that already trust me, they're going to trust you by default. That's why it's the most direct line. Whenever I want to do a webinar, I would rather, or I want to make an offer, I'd rather do it with other people, in front of audience of other people, than doing paid advertisement. Why? Because paid advertisement is more scalable than partnership, yes. But at the same time, you need to really know how to play the game. While with partnerships, you need to know how to talk to people and build relationship with people, which is way more aligned to a lot of people's skills compared to technical skills, like running ads. And also, it's way less expensive. It's way cheaper to find a partner, where now you can create a collaboration. And I'd rather pay a partner compared to someone else, compared to Meta or YouTube or whatever other platform, right? So that's the number one thing. If you were to do one thing to get in front of cold audiences, do this. That's number one. The second strategy to streamline your entire business model is how you're going to talk to warm audiences, because there are a lot of different things as well that you can do. Now, the number one, if you were to focus on only on one, is to build your mailing list, and is to email them as regularly as possible. Minimum once a week, ideally 3 times a week, 3-4 times a week. Then if you're like me, one a day is actually where the magic really happens. Most of the time I use some of the same social media content I put in the email, but it's something powerful showing up in someone's inbox every single day, even if they don't open emails. And I've tried to send less than one a day. People say, oh, why you send so many? I'm like, well, the only thing that changed when I moved from 1 a day to 3 a week or 2 a week, you know what happened? The only thing that changed was that I made less money. No less unsubscribes, no less comments. The only thing that changed was that I made less money. So I'm sticking with what works. Now, of course, I also built to that point. I started sending regular emails once a week, then increasing to 2-3 times a week, then building my muscle to make sure, and also you can do it if you have a team as well. You can get your team to do it, you can get an assistant to do it, and different ways in which you can leverage, but focus on building your mailing list, because the quality of a lead that opens an email is way higher for someone that sees one of your posts scrolling mindlessly on social media. The context is different. They see an email because they want to hear from you. They've subscribed. They gave you your permission to be in that inbox. So use it. And in fact, when we do launches, still the biggest sales, the majority of the sales, they come from emails. So make sure you do that. And on the other side, you can also future-proof your business. You don't own your audience on social media. If a social media chain company, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, changes their policies, one day they see you, the other day they don't. Your accounts get hacked, like it happened to me. Lost all my connections on Facebook and on Instagram. We're making $250,000 a year just from my organic connections on Facebook. That's gone overnight. Thanks God I had my mailing list that kept our business afloat. Otherwise, it wasn't a good time. It was a rough time when we had it. So build your mailing list and email your list. That's how you keep nurturing your warm audience. And then we are going to the smoking hot audience. The smoking hot audience, that are people that now are ready to buy. They just need one thing. They just need the next call. Then they need the next step. And that's where webinars come into place. On the last one, Smoking Hot, that's where webinars come into place. The reason why I love webinars for Smoking Hot audiences is because they just need the right information to make the purchase. And a webinar is designed to give them the right information to make the purchase. That's what a great webinar does. Answers all the questions that your ideal clients will have before buying your offers or buying your products. And here we go. So instead of doing millions of things, and of course, if you want to do more than that, it's fine. But then if you want to streamline and you feel that you are going all over the place and you want a simplified version of your business that actually is the most direct path from someone not knowing you to someone buying from you, that's the strategy I just told you. For the cold audience, partnerships, getting in front of other people. For your warm audience, emails and sending offers and great content via email. And then for the smoking hot, invite them on a webinar when you're selling something or invite them to a consultation. And that's how they're going to buy. And if you only do that, you can get to 7-figure in your business just with this strategy. You don't need to, if you want them to go multiple 7 figures, then you can do more. But to go for the first 7 figures in your business, you just need to do this and do more of this. And that's what we are doing in our business. And that's our core strategy. And that's what I found that really keeps me sane. Because the others, I can do some of the others and try, and depending on my capacity, depending on the capacity of our team, I can then still do other stuff. But that becomes the core, and there is nothing that gets in the way of this strategy being executed. I would love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. I'd love to know, or as well, or on social media. I would love to know what you think about this strategy, and if you have any other question on the execution of this strategy, because I love to create more content, which I have planned as well, on the different steps and breaking this down even further. But this becomes the core and the foundation of what you do on a marketing level. And if you eliminate everything else, you'll get a lot of hours back. And give it a go. Give it a go and let me know how it goes. Now, before we leave, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, make sure you subscribe. If you've not left a review yet, I'd love for you to leave a review. It's the lifeblood of every show, and you don't know how important they are. So if you like this content, there's only one thing you can do for me. Subscribe and leave a review. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you're watching this on YouTube, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't get our webinar conversion kit yet, which is a tool, it's only $30, that will help you to create a high converting webinar presentation that you can use for the last step of the strategy I just told you. And you will able to do in 3 hours, literally slide by slide, but in particular help you understand the thinking of what kind of information to put on your webinar so you can give great value and make great sales. Then the webinar conversion kit is for you. Check it out at webinarconversionkit.com, or just scroll down and you will find it in the show notes or in the description. So it's webinarconversionkit.com. Until next time, have a fantastic rest of the day, evening, night, and always remember that together we grow exponentially. Ciao.